everybody. Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. Let's go to Bloomberg.com, where, like I said, I'll give props where props is due. I'll also criticize where criticism is due. And in this case, I got to give props to the Trumpster, as he's looking at breaking up the Wall Street banks. And then I got to criticize him a little bit for raising the U.S. gas tax. So he's looking to raise the U.S. gas tax. He's looking to break up the Wall Street banks. This is Bloomberg. They say President Donald Trump says he's actively considering a breakup of giant Wall Street banks, given a push to efforts to revive a Depression-era law separating consumer and investment banking. Trump said that he's looking into that right now during a 30-minute Oval Office interview with Bloomberg News. Quote, "There's some people that want to go back to the old system. So we're looking into that." And of course, he's referring to Glass-Steagel. Glass-Steagel was put into place in 1933 to prevent what happened during the Great Depression. Of course, what happened was you had Clinton and Bush deregulate the banks. And soon after, of course, we had the same type of depressionary crash that they saw in the early or in late 20s. So it's obviously and the Dodd-Frank did nothing, by the way, to stop all this. That was just like I don't even want to call it a Band-Aid. It wasn't a tourniquet. It didn't stop the bleeding, and nothing ever changed. And bad habits were not stopped. As a matter of fact, they just kept going. We're actually in worse shape now than we were prior to 2007, and things are shaping up for some sort of event. And God only knows what. Of course, now I'm watching The Blacklist over on Netflix. So now I'm looking for the cabal to just do something at any time. My tinfoil hat is definitely on. And I'm actually thinking about putting another layer on it after watching that series. But Trump also said he's opening himself to increasing the U.S. gas tax to fund infrastructure development. In a further sign that policies unpopular to the Republican establishment are under consideration in the White House. He described higher gas taxes as acceptable to truckers. He said, "I have one friend who is a big trucker, and as long as the proceeds are dedicated to improving U.S. highways, hey, he's good with it." See, my thing is, where's the money going now? They make a ton of money on infrastructure through the gas tax. It should be going to infrastructure. Where's it going? What's going on that now we need to raise the tax on that? You see, folks, if you ask me, if you want to do that, then why don't we cut from somewhere else? I mean, if it's not a constitutionally mandated branch of government, let's get rid of it. Let's put the money towards infrastructure. I'm all for it. Those people in government that sit behind a desk in a cushy cubicle and all this kind of stuff that are basically, you got 5 guys jumping on the back of one. There would be no problem. See, we could do this all right now, is that you take them out from the desk and you put them out on the highways and you put them on the line and doing the work for these infrastructure projects. No problem. Now you can help lay asphalt. And let me tell you something. They make good money doing that stuff. So I don't understand what the big deal is. We don't need more taxes. That's for sure. We're being taxed to death. A lot of people say, well, at least we don't live in Canadistan or over in the UK. I'll tell you what. If you do an analysis of what Canadians pay in income tax and VAT, the fact that they have free health care, and then you go and look into what we pay here in the United States with your federal tax, your state tax, your FICA, Social Security, all of that stuff put in there, your disability, long-term and short-term, and then what you pay as a premium for your health insurance. And you add it all up, we're only about 5% off of what Canada's paying right now. We're not that far behind. And now you've got a Democratic representative in Congress that's trying to push VAT here in the United States. I mean, seriously, folks. We get taxed plenty here in the United States. All they do is it's death by a million paper cuts, where we have the gasoline tax, we have the death tax. Gosh, you could go on and on. All your local taxes that you have to pay. I can't remember. If you look up a list, just look up a list of taxes that Americans pay. It's unbelievable. It's in the 50s or 60s, even probably more than that. that we pay every day of our lives, and we don't even know it half the time. So he wants to raise the gasoline tax. I'm all for reinstating Glass-Steagel. I think that's a very, very good idea. It's something that should never have been allowed to be repealed, and we're feeling the pinch from it now. And the banksters are going to get away with it just like they did before, and we're just going to have to roll over and take it. Bohica, baby. Bohica. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website over at thedailysheeple.com.